We did the shed roof design, which I always like. It keeps things simple when you're dealing with a smaller space like this. So let's start with the base floor. To code, this needed to be 6 inches above the ground. So we have that above the flooring height, and in this case, the ground has been moved. So let's actually move this back up so it makes more sense there. And that is required for code, so unfortunately we lose a little bit of height there. And then we have our wall system. So let's take a look at this. We're going to take out our roof, and we'll get into all this in a bit. We're going to take out the ceiling, and the baffle boxes are there and everything, so there's a lot going on. But with this design, we just did a 2x4 wall, and we used the hush frame rafts on the inside. And you know, I'm actually making a video after this one about why I'm moving away from hush frame rafts, but in this certain circumstance, it was really helpful for such a small space, because what we can do is, let me show you real quick how we did this here. We can actually take off, let me take off the north wall since we're looking at that, and you can kind of see how I organize everything here. It's a bit crazy. So we've got our, nope, that's the outside layers, 5/8 inch drywall and 23/32 OSB. And we'll take out the insulation because it'll be a little easier. So these hush frame rafts are the only product on the market where you can get an extremely tight 1/4 of an inch gap. So as you can see here in this section, we don't want the 2x4, or this is a 1x3 furring channel right here, to touch the bottom here. And we definitely don't want it to touch the outside wall, which this is very subtle. But you can see here there's actually a little gap right there. And so what this does is it allows us to put our sheetboard layers, our drywall, and in this case our OSB layers on the inside directly attached to the 1x3 without losing more than 1/4 of an inch off the actual stud wall that would have been there. So it's a great saving, time saving technique for this. So I highly recommend it.